Hello, so today we are basically going to look at numbers. We are going to look at what type of numbers exactly we have. So from our lesson, we are going to note that we have four types of numbers that we are going to discuss today. Firstly, we have natural numbers, we have integers, we have rational numbers, and then we have irrational numbers. So all the numbers that we're going to talk about today will fall in one of the categories. So these are the ones that I had earlier on mentioned. So to start with, what are natural numbers? So in essence, we can say that natural numbers, these are counting numbers. These are counting numbers. So counting numbers in simple terms, just think of yourself counting. Mostly when you're counting, you start from 1. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And then of these same natural numbers, we have what we call prime numbers. So prime numbers, when considering prime numbers start from 2. 1 is not a prime number. So we have 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, and so on. In simple terms, these are numbers which have no factors other than 1 and themselves. So you need to take note. Counting numbers, these are counting numbers. Natural numbers are counting numbers which start from 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. But for prime numbers start from 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, and so on. Those are natural numbers. And then also apart from that, we have what we call integers. So for integers, these are numbers that you see on the number line, or I can say natural numbers with negatives, if I can put it in that way. What I mean is that for integers, we'll have something like this. So we'll have -4 there, and then we'll have -3, and then we have -2, we have -1, then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So what you notice is that this side we have negative numbers, and then this side we have positive numbers. So integers include the natural numbers. So all natural numbers are part of integers. Or a simple way to think of this, just think of the numbers that you see on the number line. Those numbers are integers. And then for rational numbers, all fractions are rational numbers. So for rational numbers, all fractions are rational numbers. And since it includes all fractions, it simply means that the examples that we can have 1 over 4. This mixed fraction here is a rational number. We can even have negative numbers. We can have -2 over 3. This here is also a rational number. Or we can have -5 over 2. This is a rational number. So all fractions are rational numbers, and rational numbers may include integers. For example, we can have 3 over 1. 3 over 1 is also, which is equal to 3. This also is a rational number. So those are the rational numbers. And then apart from the rational numbers, we have what we call irrational numbers. So irrational numbers, these are non-recurring infinite decimals whose values cannot be found exactly. So we cannot find the exact number of these numbers when simplified. For example, we have pi. This value for pi can go on even up to 20 decimal places. We cannot find the exact value for pi. For example, pi is equal to 3.14159. The numbers go on. And then also other numbers we can have, maybe the square root of 2. The square root of 2 will also give us a very large number. This will be 1.414. I think it will continue giving us 14141414, and you can even reach from Lusaka to Mazabuka just writing 1414141414. The number is very big. And then also other examples, for example, also sine of 20 degrees is also an irrational number, which will give us 0.342, and the numbers will go on. So approximate values, usually when we're using these kind of numbers, are used. So for example, for pi, we might represent it as 3.14. So we just approximate maybe to 2 decimal places or 3 decimal places, and these numbers cannot be expressed as fractions. All the above numbers that we have described, that is the natural number, the integers, the rational numbers, and also the irrational numbers, all these numbers that we have described, they are described as real numbers. So these are described as real numbers. So these are described as real numbers and completely fill the number line. So meaning that if I am to put up a number line, let me just erase this. So meaning that if, say for example, we have a number line like this, say we have a number line like that, and then we have our 0 there. So we have 1, 2, 3, and then we have 4, then minus 1, minus 2, and then minus 3. Okay, let me just end it up there. So you will first of all notice that on this number line we'll have the natural numbers, which is the counting numbers there, and then we'll equally have the integers, because integers include negative and positive numbers. So we have our negative numbers this side, and then we have our positive numbers that side. And then equally we have rational numbers. So rational numbers are simply numbers that are between whole numbers. So for example, the number this number, say 1 over 2. 1 over 2 is 0.5, right? So 1 over 2 will obviously be somewhere there. So meaning the number line represents all the numbers that we can have. Even the recurring numbers can actually be found here. So remember, we said for example, the root of 2, we had mentioned that it is equal to 1.414, right? So it simply means that the root of 2 in this case will be somewhere there. So that there will be the root of 2. So this is what we have about numbers. And then also what we can also note is that the numbers on the right, these numbers here, the positive numbers or the numbers going this side, are greater than the numbers on the left side always. Thank you very much for listening. Hope to see you in our next lesson, where we'll be looking at factors of a number, where we're going to look at highest common factor and lowest common multiple.